Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad to see you all. Thank you for being here. Can you guys hear me? All right. I'm so honored that you're all here. It's very exciting. Um, my name is Christina Jennings, if we haven't met before, and I'm in my upstairs fourth bedroom / guest room in Boulder, Colorado. I have a husband teaching viola on our porch in the front yard and two twin 11-year-old boys who promise they're going to be quiet. And I'm just so excited to be here with you all. I want to just give a shout out to if my student assistants can either put the thumbs up or kind of show you who they are. Indigo Fisher, who's currently at UT Austin, Claire Gunsbury and Nicole Peters, who are in my studio right now. And they've been helping me navigate this whole thing. I wasn't expecting so many people to want to participate, so they've been wonderful to help with everything. So I just ask that you be patient as we figure things out, and I want to just dive right in. And we'll get to meet 3 days in a row, so by the end of the third day, hopefully everyone has questions answered and can kind of see if this is the right kind of class for you at this particular moment in your life. And what a particular moment it is, right? We find ourselves in such a unique position right now. So why rise up? So here's the honest story about it. The minute we went into lockdown, my students and I, of course, started teaching, having lessons online, and we started doing a warm-up class, which is something I have been long fascinated with. And the name Rise Up came really in the second or third week of lockdown. And so we did 3 or 4 weeks together with just the CU studio. And then we did a month-long intensive with students and alumni, which was kind of the test grounds for what we're going to do today. And I took a couple weeks off, and basically the class that you'll see me presenting today is more or less exactly what we've been doing. So since the pandemic and since the second racial pandemic, it seems more and more important to me and my colleagues and students that we have a reason to practice our flutes every day. And so that's what I am trying to provide, is a way of keeping you motivated, a way of I think I've figured out how to teach sound pretty well on Zoom. My students and alumni tell me it works, and a way to play some music together. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I also just back to the idea of Rise Up, just to say a couple of things. Immediately for me comes, quotes and ideas from Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or Hamilton. I just discovered that amazing Audra Day song, Rise Up, but I think it's more important than ever. And I realize many of you, it's not morning time for you. So it's not, you could watch this, the next day at 6 a.m. or something, and then it could be Rise Up. But for us, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and it seems to be the best time. So the motto for this class is a quote from Sal Khan, who is the founder of Sal Academy. And he says, choose easy, work hard, pay it forward. And so that's what we're going to try to do. And I joked with my students that flutists in particular seem to choose hard, work hard, get sick. Anyone ever had that experience as a flute player? So we're gonna start pretty basic, and we'll try to progress as a group together. And not everyone will be able to keep up with every single thing, but I think just showing up as in a community. And that's why I wanted to do it this way, you guys. I wanted to do it as a Zoom call so you can scroll through and see your friends. I know I have lots of friends out there. I can see Laura and Brielle and Lexi and Nancy and Andrea. It's amazing. So that's where that is. So my goals for Rise Up are to teach sound as much as possible, which sounds like it'll be hard, but I think I have figured out a way to do that. To teach core sounds, to teach flexibility through harmonics, and my famous roller coaster warm-up, which is really just a variation from the Moïse, Lesson de la Sonorité. To teach some technique through scales that are pre-recorded, and to play some duets together. We'll also work a little bit on vibrato and articulation. As a side activity, there are meditations provided by Laura Dwyer. And Laura, I don't know if you're on here. She's in the middle of moving to Philadelphia right now. Laura is here. I see her. No, maybe that's a different Laura. So she provides some gorgeous meditations, which for me in this time have been very, very helpful. So feel free to enjoy those or take a pass. And I've also offered some activities that I find very inspiring, and you can participate or not. So I just ask us all to lead with our most open hearts and see if today is right for you. I think we'll start the slides now, Nicole. So here is my 4 registers of the flute. And you'll see them divided. Can you show the whole screen so we can see the bottom as well? Great. So oftentimes when flutists think about the registers, we sort of think about the low, the medium, and the high. But I identified kind of a couple of middle ones in here that I think are a little more applicable. And you'll see, if you have spent some time with this, and actually there's an updated version of this that has a boy's name on it as well, because I was told by some of my male students that I was being a little bit sexist here by having only female names. So Matilda has now become Malcolm, and I'll send you that. I'll put that on the site. But what I thought we would do is explore the different ranges per the week. And this week we're going to work on Rebecca, which is kind of the iconic register of the flute, right? We think about pieces like or right? So this register, we labeled her Rebecca. We said she was bayberry silk. She was the flavor of champagne, and her intonation tendency is flat. And this is something that I hope you'll be able to tell a little bit as we progress forward. So this is where we're going to hang out this week, is mostly pieces and exercises that are around this range to get really comfortable. I'm just going to play my A for you, and I know everyone's muted, and you can see I tend to be a little bit on the lower side, so that's where I am there. So we are going to begin with the next slide, Nicole. And this is CJ's power warm-up, and we're going to do the empowerment warm-up first. I'll demonstrate for you. So the great thing about being muted is if that chromatic scale is not as fast as I just played, or not as clean, nobody will know. So let's play all together now, each key twice through. Here we go. if you can, put your flute down for a minute. And we're just going to do some regular stretches. I don't know if you can make me bigger, Nicole, so people could see. But I'm just going to talk to you while I roll my shoulders, maybe reach up, this kind of thing. I guess there's not a way to make me bigger, is there? Can you do a speaker view for me, somebody? No? Okay. Here I am. So here's the thing, guys, right? So at the back of the packet, the 43-page packet, there's an amazing slide that says, you are your instrument. And one of my students put the flute inside the body, right? So we have these incredible instruments. We have these gold and platinum and fancy flutes. But really, guys, this is our instrument, right? And so there's this, people have heard me talk about the central line, which is a piece of connective tissue that goes from the tip of the tongue through the throat, through the diaphragm, actually through the heart as well, and connects to the tip of the toe. And it's one giant piece of tissue. So the thing is, when you stretch the central line, the whole body opens and expands, and the sound changes. So now we're going to go back to the empowerment warm-up, and just to say, I particularly love this note. I think it just has a lot of power to it. It's very empowering, right? So whenever we play octaves, we think about opening into the top, and we think about, I always say, creamy octaves, so as smooth as you can make. So let's go one more time, just straight through the exercises, CJ's empowerment warm-up together. That felt a little bit brighter, a little bit more open to you. I hope it did. So I will do that one almost every time, because for me, that's, if I have just a second to play before a student walks in, that's the exercise I do. I believe next we're going to progress onto harmonics. And I just want to talk a little bit about the basic harmonic introduction. A lot of these exercises are from my incredible teachers, Jeannie Baxtresser, Carol Winsense, and Leon Bicey. And this is a Jeannie Baxtresser harmonic exercise. Those of you that have had the fortune of working with her know that when she plays harmonics, they sound like the real notes. And so that's what we're going for. And for many people, especially we've got some really young new students in here, this will be challenging, right? And especially the harmonics will feel very weak and difficult to get out. And what I say is it's like weight training for your lips. So don't start with a 50-pound dumbbell, right? Really take it nice and easy for right now. So we're going to focus in on the C harmonic, and I'll demonstrate the first bar for you. I taught a few lessons this week to students and showed them this exercise. The biggest thing I notice is that everybody wants to start with a lot of vibrato. So for the next two exercises, harmonics and roller coaster, you're going to challenge yourself as much as possible not to vibrate at all, okay? So here it goes. So let's do it one more time. I'm a little nervous, so I'm a bit shaky here. Really use the breath to help you open. Smooth as you can between both notes. Let the harmonics sound like the real note like the harmonic. Okay, here we go. Next one, we start on that harmonic. gonna stop right there and play that all again. I'm still wondering if there's a way we can make me bigger. Does that work at all? You can't figure that out? Okay. We'll work on that for next time. Let's try it one more time. Really use the breath, use the openness of it. For those of you that this is really challenging, articulate the second note and think about the balance between the right and the left hand. So also a little clue, don't worry about switching the pinky on the bottom. Oh, there I am. Thank you, Emma. I saw your comment. Appreciate it. Okay, so we'll do the first 3 bars, nice and slow. Use the breath to calm you. And finally, so as I said, this is hard. For some of you, this is as far as you'll get, okay, in this experience. For others of you, you'll be able to progress. I remember the first time I played the low B harmonic, I could not get the F sharp out. And this is when I was a freshman at Juilliard. So, but I practiced these more than probably anything else besides the next exercise, which we can go on to now, because it's so fundamental to my idea of sound. So I think it's really worth playing around with. Okay, yeah, so we can just go back to that's perfect. Okay, so actually if you show that this is page 2, if you show the very beginning of this page, just so people see where we are. So, right, this is the empowerment warm-up, which we did, then the harmonics, which are right there. Low register we'll get to next week when we do the low register. And then finally we have roller coaster, and for anyone that's ever had a lesson with me or a master class, you hear me talking about this. So just briefly, this is a variation from the Marcel Moïse, Lesson de la Sonorité, the one that starts on F and just looks like. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. So this is a way of really working on flexibility. This is a variation that Alain Marion taught me at Domaine Forget many years ago. And so along with the harmonics, this is so crucially important. I actually make my students play this for their proficiency exams in front of the entire woodwind faculty. So that's how important this is to me. So we'll just play probably as much as we can see of the screen right now, but the tempo is about half, eighth, eighth, half, eighth, eighth, stop, and then recover, breathe, and go on to the next one. So remember, no vibrato. I know it's so hard, but it's really important. So here we go. 1, 2. So we'll do it again just to see if we lost anyone along the way. Remember to keep things really loose and nimble. Anything you're working on with your teacher as far as clenching your fingers or taking good breaths, standing on 2 feet, this is the time to think about that. 1 bar for nothing. 1, 2. finished up in our Rebecca range. And remember I said this is the range that's a little flat. So you might have felt that when you played your, you were perhaps a little bit under me. I'd love to go from the second line of the second page right here on the C to the G. If you can use your cursor there, that would be amazing. And just play those two variations right there. So C to G. 1, 2. And then we end back where we started with the creamy octaves. Let's all just play. So you can really work on smoothness, on opening into the octave. Everyone's natural instinct is to bear down on the top register, right? Okay, so that's what I would love for you to practice this week. Whoever's doing my screen share, I know I didn't ask you to do this in any way, shape, or form, but I was wondering if we could go a couple pages into the exercise so you could just show them the roller coaster warm-up. I think it's 4 pages past this. So we'll do roller coaster on A, and then that's F. These are all written out. Okay, this is the one I want. So these are all the variations. We're not going to work on every single one of these, but you can see we just did variation A, right? So we did half, 8/8 half, 8/8 stop. Later on this week, we'll work a little bit on variation B. And then I also have in store for us to definitely do D and E, and I think it's H and I and J, and you can look at these. Again, it's a progressive class. You can see some of these are hard, right? But we're going to spend this whole week really focusing in on A and making sure that you start understanding the pattern and what I'm anticipating happening. Excellent. If there's questions, you can put them in the chat. Indigo Fisher is moderating the chat. Oh my gosh, we have 102 people. Woohoo! Let's do Moïse number 1. This is from the 24 Studies. Again, these are very inspired for me by my teacher, Carol Winsence. And we're going to do number 1 right now. But actually, I'd love for you to go to the next page, which I included in your packet. Okay. So these are crazy, wonderful notes in the small, beautiful handwriting of Carol Winsence from her classes that she took with Marcel Moïse. And I just was always very inspired to see not only the inspiration of Carol, but the inspiration of Moïse. So I just put them in there because we could all use just a little bit of inspiration right now. But let's go to the clean copy. And if you're just sight reading this, no big deal. Again, remember you're muted. So if you make a mistake, it's no big deal. Let's play this through without any vibrato if you can, and really try to control the sounds. When we get up to the 5th bar, remember we're entering that Rebecca range and the sound needs to be a little more open. 1, 2, ready. I think we have time to do it one more time. Let's vibrate. Let's vibrate now. Let's really let ourselves do that, okay? 3. So practice that this week. You can do the variations as well, so we can get a little articulation work in. And we'll end today like we will every single time with a duet. And this is Sheep May Safely Graze. And I'll play the first part, so if you can show the music to the second part, that would be great. So if this just feels like way too much for you right now, you can always go back and play with me on the recorded video, which I hope to have up by the end of today. Okay. Okay. 1 and 2 and ready, play. We'll go on, ready, go. Here we go. Keep on going, ready. And that's what I have today. Thank you so much. Please stick around so I can see you all. So I don't even know who's here. We have some questions, and Indigo, if there's anything, I won't have chance to look through all of this, but if there's anything that people want specific answers on.
They're mainly just technical questions today with Edmodo, but anyone who has any questions about the warm-ups, feel free to put them in the chat too, and we can get to them at the end of each class.
Just a word about the website. So if it feels like it's just causing too much confusion, we can just go to packets that I can upload onto my website. The reason I chose this was because I really like the kind of interactive ability that we can do that way. I think in this time, community is really important. And I don't know about all of you, but I just didn't want to do it on Facebook. Sometimes I go to Facebook and it fills me with so much joy, and other times it just doesn't particularly make me want to rise up and practice. So I figured we could just have this website, but if you choose not to use that, I can just send you all the exercises outside of that. So anyway, it's so great to see all of you. I recognize so many people. Little Barbara, I hope that went well for you. There's Miranda, hi. And Darina and Kristen, oh my gosh, Megan, Catherine Baker is back.
Christina, we do have a question about harmonics. Someone is asking if you could explain harmonics.
Yes, harmonics are, so it's actually a scientific, where am I? I can't even see myself here. There you go. Scientific principle of dividing like even piano strings into different lengths. So, like when we get, right, that's a bugle call that we play all on one single note. Maybe we'll post a video explaining the harmonic series in more scientific and eloquent terms that I'm doing right now. But for us as flutists, harmonics are so important because when we play, like let's say we play a high E natural or high F sharp, scary note, right? Like everyone's blood pressure goes up. If we connect it down to the harmonic, the fundamental harmonic, we will find so much more ease and so much more fluidity. It's a great way of working on pitch and real flexibility of the top registers. So Indigo, I bet we could find a beautiful video to post on that, don't you think?
Definitely.
Okay, good. So I'm going to try to keep it to 30 minutes every week. I'm really honored to see so many people. Hopefully this is a little boost in your day. And if it just feels like it's not the right thing, I will not be in any way offended should you choose to go hear some amazing other masterclasses online, whether they be NFA or, oh my gosh, there's so much incredible stuff going on. So such an honor to see you all, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye, Judy. Alice, oh my gosh. Miranda, yay. Oh, Laria, I saw you there just for a second. Yay, Nancy Andrew in the house, oh my gosh. Is that Katie Coleman? Oh my gosh. Hi.
How are you? I came late. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I'm so glad to see you. I miss you. It's Laura.
Me too.
Beautiful Laura Dwyer. Yay.
Hi, excuse me. I came late. I totally screwed up the time, and I'm all mixed up because my husband had surgery a few days ago, but he's fine. Anyway, is this recorded? Any way I can catch up because I missed it?
We're recording, and I have to go take a kid to a cello lesson, but when I get back today, I'll try to upload it, and there'll be a folder on the website that will have all of the classes recorded. So join me.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. Yay. Oh, Michelle. Oh my gosh, Michelle, where are you?
Dominican Republic.
So happy to see you, girl. It's been forever. Look at all my peeps here. Oh my goodness. Judy Mendenhall, how are you doing?
Hi, Christina. I'm good. I'm quite well. Great to see you. This is wonderful. Thank you.